That's Nolig. That's a song called Let Me Be. That's from her album, which is called Under a Pale Moon, which is brilliant. I have to say that it's really something special. Right, okay, just a short... Oh, no, sorry, I read that one. Hold on, there's some other things I want to read here before it's too late. Please give a mention about a sponsored climb of Errigal, County Donegal. That's not easy. On this Sunday, the 29th of February. Of course, it's probably... maybe it's not all that hard. I don't know. It just looks big. Around 30 men and women, it says here, from Dixie's Bar in Strabane are doing it in aid of Glenside Special Care School in Strabane. The charity is called Glenside Parents and Friends, and everyone will return afterwards to Dixie's for some refreshments, and a prize raffle and cheque presentation will take place. I don't have a final figure for the amount raised, but we estimate around £1,000 so far. I'll let you know the final amount next week. Yes, please do. Also, can you ask Mr. Coyle to give us a plug on his wee show? I will indeed, although it won't do you much good. This is Gerry.Anderson. It's that time of the year again, and we have to think of things we enjoy the most and pack them in for 6 weeks. Yes, Lent is upon us. And after the singles night, I was considering maybe giving the upper torso correspondency a rest. And in the process help lower my blood pressure after the extra work I had to go through that night. Then yesterday I heard the news that there's another night planned for the 1st of April. Yes, we're going to have another singles night on April Fool's Day. I thought appropriately enough. We'll give you more details about that in a few... well, not just right away. We don't know yet, really, but we haven't really decided. But as far as I know, it will be on that night. Well, I checked the calendar, and that's before Easter. So to hell with that idea. It'll have to be sweets this year again. That's made easy nowadays, however, with Stephen Nolan hanging around all the best sweetie shops. The wee Tyrone woman has already been on the ball, Gerry, asking about tickets and wanting to book hotels. God, are all Tyrone women mad, Gerry, or is it just her and Rosie Ryan, who's just lost Bon Jovi? The upper torso correspondent. P.S. Enjoy your so-called work break. How much blue skies thinking will you get through lying on the beach? Well, you see, it's going to be difficult for me, left away from my loved ones. Listen, Sean, last Friday, I was in Belfast. I meant to say this too, but I didn't get a chance because we seldom talk when we're not on the radio, because we choose not to. Do you remember you told a story one time about you were, as a young man... hanging about the streets, as indeed I did myself. And you told a story about a squad of soldiers who came up and one of them took your sausage.
Yes. He hasn't replied, has he?
Well, that soldier has come forward.
He has not, has he?
Yes, he has indeed. I first heard about it last Friday. I meant to ask you about it. And he's written a poem.
Has he?
Yes, indeed.
Before you read it,
yes.
Could you say happy birthday to Peter Cook, who lives at Ballykelly?
I thought he was dead.
Peter Cook, oh God, no, Peter Cook. This is from his wife Anne.
Indeed, yeah, he's not dead then. Happy birthday, Peter Cook.
And then Trevor is on one.
Is he?
Yeah.
But I'll have to read this poem because the soldier. See, with the recent, tribunals, these men don't come forward easily.
Right.
He's called Soldier X.
And does he say where he's living? How did they contact? Did you write to him?
Well, he uses a pseudonym.
Right.
It's all here. He's put it in verse because he sent me a little note here, which he asked me not to show to you. And he said that this is how I feel about the thing. And he said he's lived with this for 30 years. Mm-hmm. It's the guilt.
All right. Well, do you want to sort of recap before you're just letting...
Well, why don't you tell the story? You were standing in...
No, I was coming home.
Yes.
From the pub. And
well, give me a year. 72, 73, well, 74.
You could say that. Aye, okay.
Well, it's
around. It's
during the 70s, when the troubles were bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you had foot patrols.
Foot patrol, the fellow used to walk backwards to the back.
That's right.
Yeah, the night side.
I was on the way home from the pub and I got myself 2 sausages from the chippy.
Yes.
And as you know, when you get a couple of sausages, they always give you a couple of chips.
Right?
And so you start off, you eat one sausage, then you nibble the chips.
Yes,
right?
I can understand.
And then you keep the last sausage to the end.
Keep the last sausage.
Right, so I had just finished. I was walking along, I had one sausage, ate one sausage, was nibbling the chips, and waiting to start into my second sausage, my last sausage.
Looking forward to it, as a matter of fact.
Looking forward to it, when this foot patrol came walking past me, and the soldier just reached over, lifted the sausage, and walked on.
Can I just ask you one thing? Mm-hmm. Were they Anglicans?
I don't know.
Oh, no, sorry, Anglians. Sorry. Well, you see, this man has lived with that guilt for nigh on 30 years.
Yes.
And I'm glad he's come forward. He can get it off his chest. Right. He's used a pseudonym. He's called himself Tommy Atkins.
All right.
But he said that's not his real name.
Okay, right.
This is the way it goes. I want you to judge this.
Right.
You can contact him privately afterward if you wish. Oh, my name is Tommy Atkins. I'm a soldier of the Queen. I jumped from planes and cried Geronimo in a battle dress of green. I did my basic training, which was marching up and down, and I cursed the sergeant major as I crawled along the ground. Then they issued me a rifle, taught me how to aim. They said, war is fun, it isn't hell. It's all just a game. I slept each night in a barracks with a score of other men. I got along with half of them, but loathed the other 10. And then one day the order came, we were on our way to war. So we flew to Northern Ireland. Well, it wasn't very far. It's good so far.
It is, yes.
My regiment was stationed in a place called Derry Town. A patrol would first walk up the street, turn round, and then walk down. But we never saw any action as we walked the city streets with little berets on our heads and corns upon our feet. Then, one dark and stormy night in a land of drink and song, I took a banger from a paddy's hand, and the Queen gave me a gong. As we turned round a corner, and us dying for a fag, we came upon a paddy with a banger in his hand. The paddy, he was small and dark. He had an evil eye. He was a typical Derry yob, small and squat and sly. I don't think that's fair.
It's all right. No, it's good.
You know, he's taking dramatic.
See, I was wondering how he was going to get something to rhyme with sausage, but he's called it a banger.
But he's no
Right.
fool.
No, yeah.
Hit the deck, the sergeant cried, or he'll blow us all to hell. I grabbed the banger from the bag and the paddy gave a yell. You saved us, lad, the sergeant cried. We owe our lives to you. Now take the banger to the bomb disposal chaps. They'll know what to do. You see, you just thought it was just a man wanting a sausage.
Yeah.
Deeper resonance than that. And later, back in England, the old Queen, she says to me, I'm giving you a gong, says she, for outstanding bravery. Now, that was many years ago, yet sometimes when I roll a fag, I can see that paddy's evil face and the banger in the bag. Then one day on the radio, I heard a paddy scowl. He said, a soldier nicked my sausage near a river, no less vile. Look, I'm starting to cough now. The moment that I heard his voice, my heart began to race. I could see the banger in his hand, the evil look upon his face. I knew the paddy was a liar. And my evidence is strong. You can ask the Queen of England the reason why I got a gong. He's trying to change history. Blame the Tommy for his fate. But he had a banger in a bag just outside Derry's gate. I never touched his sausage. Because I'm not that kind of man. But I will admit, to keep the peace, I held his banger in my hand. Now the game is over. It's too late now to shout foul. The boy with the banger in his hand, the villain's name was Kyle.
What about the man now, then?
Oh, that's great. Great, I'm enjoying myself today.
There's a man on one.
I need more letters like that.
Yeah.
Ah,
You've got 2 good letters.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know, see, once you keep me happy, it's far easier, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello, good morning.